We're joined by Kevin Bond, a sheriff, and he's going to explain some of the reasons why he is anti-legalization of marijuana. Can you explain first just your general stance?
So the Missouri Sheriff's Association has taken an active role in watching the legalization process of marijuana across the United States, most closely in Colorado, in the state of Colorado, which is fairly close to us. I was president of the Missouri Sheriff's Association last year, and one of my final official acts at the Sheriff's Association conference in September was to bring forward a vote of the sheriffs of Missouri on their stance. And the stance unanimously opposes the legalization of marijuana.
Unanimously?
Unanimously. It was a unanimous vote, whether by recreational use or medicinal use.
So how would legalization, either medical or recreational, impact your job from day to day?
Well, as we're seeing in Colorado, the ramifications are huge. So there is increased motor vehicle accidents due to marijuana usage, increased fatalities, increased visits to the emergency room, increased hospitalization. So the demand and the tasks, especially on the traffic enforcement for law enforcement agencies across the state, would be tremendous.
So you think the risk is for users, perhaps?
Well, not only is the risk for users, but also the rest of the motoring public as well. We like to think that if it doesn't directly affect us, it doesn't involve us, but I think that's a fallacy, because every day we're in the public and we do things in the public, and ramifications from other people can indirectly affect us as well.
So I'd like to play devil's advocate a little bit here. A lot of people say legalizing medical use of marijuana, would help people with chronic pain, with illness. What would you say to those people?
Well, the first thing I would say is that by legalization through the vote of the people or by the legislature is really unprecedented in regards to substances being approved for medical use. I would think that if the FDA were to be able to approve it, then it would be able to go through, and that hasn't happened. And that tells me that scientifically there is no basis for this.
That's a good point. So legalization at a federal level versus state levels. As you mentioned, you're looking at Colorado. What other things have you learned from states across the country who have legalized marijuana?
Well, and this isn't, we're not the only state that's doing this. There are several other states that are looking at legalization of marijuana. Illinois and Arizona are two top states which actually bring into another issue, and that's the effect that it has in the workplace. And especially Arizona has their bill that they have is more restrictive on employers to not be able to discriminate against those people that are using marijuana. That creates a problem for me in my workplace, as well as all other business owners across the state as well.
So what would you say to voters who are heading out to the polls, and this is an issue a lot of people are talking about, people are very passionate about it. What would you say to them?
Well, I'll review what I said before. One thing is if I don't do it, it doesn't affect me, and I think that is not correct. I think it does affect every one of us in our day-to-day, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's a consumer of services from people who have produced goods and services that might potentially be under the influence, and when we get out on the roadways on a daily basis, as well as being families affected, whether it be through school-age children or through others who become addicted to it. The legalization is touted as being a revenue source, and while there would be increased revenue, I think that the increased costs associated, not only from law enforcement, but in medical, mental health, substance abuse, education, all of those areas are going to far outweigh the benefits that would occur because of increased revenues. So I think that the drain that it will have on our society's resources is going to be tremendous.